Are you ready to start?
I'm ready.
Hi, it's Tom. It's the Tom Barnard Podcast with Catherine Brandt, Alex Brandt Barnard, Andy Brandt Barnard, Sean Barnard, and Tony Lee.
This is Jesse Ventura. You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast. I'm not.
R.F. Moeller Jeweler. Go shop there. Is that a good start?
That's a good start. I liked what you said before. What was off, Mike? How you wanted to start the ad? Something about...
Yeah, that's why I just mentioned that. Every time I go to R.F. Moeller Jeweler, I'm reminded of the year I was born because it's right there on the building in about 7-foot letters.
So you were 62?
I thought it was 72. No, I was 82.
So you're... Do you...
Oh, I thought you meant 1962.
Do you actually go in there and get depressed then? Because that beats angry. If you're going in there depressed, they'd rather have that than going in there angry.
There's like a sliding scale. I get depressed by seeing the year I was born. Then if Mark's there, I get depressed even more. And if Bobby's there, I get really depressed.
This is sort of the anti-ad for R.F. Moeller.
Yes,
the only thing that works about it is you at least go in the door. There. And that's really all these ads are about. You walk in the door. That's all we got to know. You walk in either at Edina, downtown Minneapolis, Ford and Cleveland and St. Paul. That's all it's about. You walk in the door.
Hey, this is Moeller. Please tell me that was just a practice ad.
Yeah, it was. It was a practice ad. So you're thinking about starting a new webcast? No. You're thinking about starting a new website? Maybe you have a new small business idea and want to sell something online. Maybe you want to show off your photography. Or maybe you want to start that new podcast. See, I told you. GoDaddy is offering one new or transfer.com for just $1.99 for the first year. Each new .com comes with a free instant page website and built-in photo album. So what are you waiting for? Get your website started today. Go to GoDaddy.com, enter code word Barnard. That's B-A-R-N-A-R-D. GoDaddy.com, enter code word Barnard, B-A-R-N-A-R-D. Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon. So, Tom, how much would you pay for a plain white T-shirt?
For a plain white T-shirt.
Yes.
Is it Hanes?
$20.
The most you would pay?
How about you, Andy? Well,
I
we know
have no
$1.50 at a garage sale. How about you, Tony?
Is it Hanes or Munsing wear?
Just
Either
a plain white T-shirt.
The
How
best
much would you?
T-shirt
At a store?
Yes.
Yeah.
$9.
$9. How about $120 for the
$120.
Kanye West collection?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
White
See?
T-shirt.
Oh, my God.
And they're selling out so fast they're crashing the website.
Just sad.
There's a plain blue cotton hoodie that is $230.
$280. Let's get it right.
$80.
Yeah.
Kanye West is a punk pain in the ass.
Apparently he's popular.
Jerk.
They're calling their child Northwest, Nori.
Nori.
Yep.
Sure.
Sounds Japanese.
Northwest. Yes. What is Nori, Andy?
Nori is seaweed, I believe.
Yeah,
Seaweed.
I know.
Okay.
Edible
so
seaweed.
your kid is now edible seaweed.
Yum, yum.
That's a nice touch. Yeah, I do not understand the attraction of Kanye West. It just shows you that marketing is everything. Who was named the sexiest woman alive this week?
Me?
Oprah.
No,
It's
you
we.
just missed.
Damn it.
I have no idea.
Alex?
Ellen DeGeneres.
Me!
Jennifer Lawrence.
Who?
Jennifer Lawrence, the star of the Hunger Games.
Oh, I like her.
Yeah, she's
I do too,
like
but
4
the
years
sexiest woman alive? Hardly.
Isn't she like
It's nice. I think
14?
No, she's like my age or 25 or something.
All right,
but
then.
I think that they factor in personality when they do that sometimes too, because it seems like she has a really good personality.
Oh, yeah,
like
I
she
agree
doesn't
with
take
that.
herself
Really cool.
too seriously, and she
All right,
likes
so
to talk
she's not
about
a-
eating pizza and
She's not a
being
bitch, so
lazy.
that's good.
Yeah, so I'd rather have her than whoever.
She's not the hottest woman alive.
but
She's
like
pretty
this,
hot. She's very genuine.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
No, I accept that. Now, they also threw in Rihanna and Katy Perry. I'm like, Katy Perry was married to Russell Brand. She's definitely not hot.
You
Mary
don't think
Jane-
Katy Perry's hot?
Oh, I can't stand Russell Brand. Anybody
Well,
ever
What does that have
touched
to do with Katy Perry?
I
She
barely
is
will
not
talk to
Russell
Jeff
Brand.
Cesario. Because he
Well, they're
used to
not
work-
together anymore.
I know.
yeah,
Katie.
they got.
And neither is Cesario and Russell Brand either.
Well, they're not.
I don't think that show's coming back, is it?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I never saw it, but,
idea.
Jeff, I like Jeff. I think the world of Jeff, but Russell Brand is so disgusting. I can barely put up with him for 2 minutes in Despicable Me 2.
He's very bright. Jeff said he's like the funniest guy he's ever worked with.
Oh, Jeff always says that. It's whoever's paying the paycheck.
Oh, geez.
For a while it was Dennis Miller.
The first time I ever saw Russell Brand really in anything was that Forgetting Sarah Marshall movie. It was just so awful.
Well, he's horrible.
It was so bad. I was like, are you joking me with this guy? And the movie was just horrendous.
First time I saw him, he was on the David Letterman show. Let me tell you how America sucks. I mean, all he did is talk about how horrible America is.
Nice. And he plays, every character that he plays is his personality.
Yes.
So it's like, what is the point? I don't know.
Richard, with that, Katy Perry cannot be the hottest woman alive.
She's pretty.
She's very pretty.
She's pretty, but...
Isn't she like 80% plastic at this point?
Maybe. You're just thinking because she's got the weird colored hair.
Yeah. Well, people say that she looks like Zooey Deschanel, and people say that I look like Zooey Deschanel, so hopefully she's pretty.
She looks nothing like Zooey Deschanel.
Yes, she does.
Zooey Deschanel, by the way, was not on the list.
She should be.
I know.
Absolutely she should
She's
be.
fantastic.
Is she on the most annoying people on earth list?
No, you are, though.
Now, Rihanna. I'm sorry. Rihanna might have a great body and all the rest of it. She is not a pretty woman.
She's a 12 head.
She is a 12 head.
Yeah.
What's a 12 head?
You know who she looks just
4
like?
head. 12 head.
Oh.
She got legs that go all the way up to here.
Am I
She
supposed
does
to know
have
that? Is that a thing?
That's a thing.
5
10
head's
head.
a thing.
Yeah, 5 head. 10 head. People call Tyra Banks a 10 head all the time.
Oh.
I think she looks like the guy who played the dad on Good Times. That's who she looks like. Yeah, let's be quiet because Andy's here. Let's
John Amos?
John Amos. That's exactly right. She looks like John Amos with long hair and long legs.
Not good.
Well, Andy won't even say
I am
Oh
John
my God,
Amos.
he's drinking Red Bull.
Oh, no.
What do you mean? I've been drinking since 7 this morning. It's my
You're
15th.
already whipped up enough usually,
sweating.
aren't you?
That's why he's
Do
sweating.
you need to be more whipped up?
Hey, I have commercials for Red Bull. Hey,
Oh.
do you often wish when you drink something that the first impulse was to spit it back up? Are you looking for a drink that reminds you of antifreeze? Have your taste buds been injured in an accident? Try the diet. Is Red Bull a sponsor?
No, not anymore.
Oh,
I've never even tried one of those. Never, not even
either.
a sip.
I really recommend it because we don't know what's in it, and it's fantastic.
That's true. We were just talking about the hottest woman alive. The list came out this week. So do you have any?
I always go with, this is how old I am, I go with Yasmin Bleeth.
Yes.
Is that off the chart now? I like her. Angelina Jolie is sexy.
Yes, no question. Did you run over here again?
I did because I left my hotel at 4:08.
You always run.
Yeah, I ran to meet you for dinner once.
For dinner last year.
I was
you
late
ran
for that.
Yeah.
I said, dinner, I could be a couple of... Well, it's never good to be late, but I can't miss this podcast.
No, you
This
can't.
is number 1 on my schedule. This
Yay.
afternoon!
Yes, just
At least for now.
between 4 and 5 o'clock. This is number 1 on your list. Ladies and gentlemen, Andy Kindler. What?
No, I just want to make sure. It starts at 4:15. You started early on me.
No,
Well,
we
no,
always
we do the
start
news at
we
4.
usually do this news segment first. So we rather than have you sit there going,
This is my FM radio voice, 65 degrees, the quiet storm.
thank you.
Quiet storm.
That's really good.
I'll let you...
That's really nice.
Tom, don't threaten to hit me. Come
Yes,
on, Tom, back
Jeez.
off.
Yes, absolutely. I have to tell you, by the way, Andy Kindler is appearing at Acme Comedy Club all this weekend. So I wanted to make sure I got that out there, first of all. I wanted to tell you that you are my favorite thing on...
The planet.
Jews. Bunch Jews.
Yes, you're my favorite Jew. No, you're my favorite person on Mark Maron.
I had so much fun doing that show.
I bet you did.
Oh, it was first of all, like most comedians, while I'm acting, I'm thinking, how's this going? Is it going good? Do you think people are buying it? Am I in character? Who am I? Am I me doing somebody else? Should I have a character? So I'm confident about stand-up in the sense that I know what I'm doing. People don't enjoy it, but I know what I'm doing. Acting is always... acting is... By the way, I hope there's a dog here, because otherwise there's going to be a lawsuit.
Oh, something.
Belle,
No,
what are
I'm
you
just
doing?
kidding.
She's just sitting next to you.
I know, it's cute.
She's sitting there.
I can't miss
Not
a joke.
threatening.
Yeah, so it was, and the second shoot we did, which was the shoot in the button store, that was exciting because I've turned down a lot of movie roles. I mean, I could do them. No. But they shut down the whole street. The whole street was like...
Really?
Yeah, it was exciting.
The show's doing well, the TV show.
Yeah, I hope it gets. I mean, I can't imagine it won't get picked up.
Right.
Because I really thought it captured his essence perfectly. Marks.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, all right. And now another kind of on the fence review.
No, it's not on the fence. No, what I'm saying, he does not come across like an actor. He doesn't come across like he's acting. He just comes across like he's being Mark Maron.
Oh, I see. To me, I buy it. I buy everything.
No, I'm saying that's a good thing.
Right. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I take everything negatively. That's why I'm terrible on Twitter.
Well, I'm on your Twitter page right now. I love reading your tweets.
They're either enraged, and people. I love when people tell you.
You tweet a lot.
Yeah. Oh, sometimes I do. I know I do tweet too much, but I love when people go, "I don't like when you do. Why can't you have funny tweets all the time?" The rudest thing in the world, I think, is to tell someone how to tweet. You know, it's like,
I agree.
This is why I'm on Twitter, because there's no rules.
Right.
What am I going to have a team of writers and have polished jokes because that ship has sailed in my regular act. Not Bob Hope.
Okay, now in the last 35 minutes. Okay, this is the last 35 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Maron has tweeted Andy Kindler 4, 5,
it's a record.
6 times.
It's a record. I never had him tweet me so much.
He has tweeted you 6 times in the past 35 minutes.
You know what else is fun? I have
a bromance.
My alarm is on, but I can't find because I'm obsessive compulsive. So as soon as iPhone or whoever you're sponsoring, the Kukui Papupa phone,
that's it. Exactly.
I can set 45 or 50. I can set an alarm every 5 minutes. I set 50 or 30 or 60 alarms every time I have to get up.
Why?
And one of them is now on. Could come on right in the middle of the show. Very exciting. Very exciting.
No, I think it'd be just fine.
And why for?
Oh yeah, what's that?
Why for what you do this for?
Because I'm afraid I'm going to sleep through something. It's my big fear, like morning radio. It's like my fear is the dream is, what you get? What? Yeah, Kindler. It's 11:30. I don't know who that would be. That would be your enforcer.
Yes, the enforcer.
Kindler, what happened? What? Huh? Because once when I was a kid, I slept. All of a sudden, there was a knock on the door. I look outside. There's 4 young men, like 10 years old, in suits. I forgot I was going to the United Nations that day.
Yes, I can understand that. I just got surprised because I didn't. I just realized Alex must have tweeted Andy because I saw my picture. Well, it's not my picture.
Yes, I told her to promote Andy on your Twitter page. That's what we do.
And you did too.
I see my name in relation to a thing. Boom.
I know you retweeted
favorite,
it right away.
Retweet.
Thank you.
Retweeted it.
Yeah.
Who is Scott Harriet?
He's great. He's a comic who I started out with, and his screen name is he absolutely believes that there is Sasquatch.
Sasquatch 7.
Yeah, and he does believe it. And he's a very funny guy. And I've been friends with him probably since I started comedy on the road, but with John Biner, but in 1987. And he was one of my first.
John Biner.
That's right.
That's like your Yasmin Bleeth reference. It's the same story.
Is she still hot? Because I
don't know.
You know what I just found? I found the Playboy in my storage unit of Madonna in Madonna and Playboy when she first had that spread, and I'm telling you, it works. My wife doesn't even ask about it. That woman was. Don't kid yourself.
She doesn't ask about it.
Madonna was sexy. There's no argument against it.
Okay. Well, the reason I brought up Scott Harriet is
can't sing.
Because Scott is the only person I've ever seen. Scott is the only person I've ever seen who tweeted Andy Kindler and Chuck Woolery at the same time.
Oh yeah, because Chuck Woolery is a right wing fanatic, but also
is he?
Oh, he's like I saw him at the Republican National Convention last time when I covered it.
Well, you're a communist
for the late. That's right, I am a communist. I'm more of a Marxist socialist.
Yes, you're a Marxist socialist. That's very true.
I like Lenin, not crazy about Stalin. All of a sudden, that's what I started to get turned off. Early Stalin, when he killed 20 million people, I said, that's okay. But when I got to 30 million, I said, you know what? You're out of control, communist guy.
Well, he is.
Too far.
Chuck Woolery does his commercials for pain-free catheters.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, late at night.
Really?
And he says, if you don't find them pain-free, we'll come and pick them up. Well, that's literally the least they can do.
Yeah, literally.
Put them in a bag outside the front door. We're not going to give you a refund, but we will pick them up. We'll pick them up for free, he says.
Were you guys out of town the last time Andy was in town?
Yes.
Yeah, you were in Iceland then, weren't you?
We were in Iceland, yes.
So you were here last August?
Yeah.
Yeah, last August.
Right before the Montreal thing. No, last July.
It was last July.
Probably the same week, however it corresponds.
Oh,
okay, where were you then? Huh?
I don't know.
You were in Iceland then.
I didn't do the podcast yet.
No, we didn't.
No, but you guys went out to dinner. We were somewhere.
Had we started?
No, we had not started last July. We started like August 15th last year.
I got to apologize because you tried to reach me, and then I am the worst at social networking. I've got 2 emails. I got Facebook, which I can't stand. I have Twitter, which I love. And but I'm not LinkedIn.
I'm not LinkedIn either, and I love Twitter and I hate Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook is literally the worst.
I can't take it.
Every time they want us to take the tour. Take the tour.
Guys hate Facebook.
Well, because I don't have kids, and I don't have a puppy, and I don't have a little origami class I'm taking, and I don't have an example of cups I enjoy, and I don't have a tree outside my window that I'm dying to show everybody.
It's true.
Who needs all the Chazarai?
Chazarai, very good. The Chazarai.
Oh,
You were a member of the
That's
Chazarai,
been Jews
weren't
all
you,
day,
earlier?
hasn't
Yes, absolutely. There's no question about it.
Can't get away.
Are you
Gave me
cold?
spilkes.
It's 95,000 degrees.
Not in here.
In
You're,
here it
you
is.
still are cooling
Yeah,
off
you're
from your
still
run.
This is fantastic.
It's freezing in here.
If I could live in here, smoke some meat in here,
Smoked meat.
it'd be really good.
Smoked meat's very, very big in your culture. I know that.
Well, I hate to get my New York people upset, as if I have New York people, but I love Montreal bagels. They're better than New York bagels, and New York bagels are great. Montreal
better
bagels
watch
better.
it.
Smoked
Really?
beef is better than pastrami.
People are going to throw stuff at you in the
Don't
street.
shoot the mess. They'll throw bagels at me. Don't shoot the messenger.
I distinctly heard it. He muttered under his breath, Jew.
I thought that was me for a second.
I know.
Did you? I just saw.
Am I
too.
talking?
I saw Hannah and her sisters again.
Yeah,
What
I
a
love
great
it.
movie! And there's in one scene where he becomes a Catholic all of a sudden, because he's afraid of dying. So he goes to ask his mother, who's in the bathroom. She goes, "Tell me if there's a God. Tell me why there's Nazis." And they go, hey, "Tell him, whatever the herb or whatever." How do I know? How the hell do I know why they're Nazis? I don't even know how the toaster works. Can opener, he says. I don't know how the can opener works.
Tony, why are you not in studio?
Oh, I wish I could have been in. I had a session like a half hour before I would have left.
Psychologist.
Braggart.
I did a voiceover thing.
Oh, I
and-
love the psychology session.
I wish I
Oh,
could
that
be
too.
there.
Well, he's a nice Jewish boy, so he probably is
Yes.
going to do it. Yeah.
You're not
Very
one of
nice.
those 2 guys on the Geico commercials who, after the Geico commercial, goes, funny as a thing that's funny.
Oh, with the ukulele.
As hot as a very hot day.
Happy as a camel
What's
on
happening over
Wednesday.
here?
The
Some
dog's
kind of
acting weird.
conspiracy.
Sorry.
The dog's being weird.
You're talking about a previous guest you enjoyed.
Yes. Way funnier than this.
Yeah, see, there's a problem here in
What's
that.
going on? What am I missing?
Here's the problem. Here's what you're missing.
The infighting.
You're one of my favorite people.
But they don't like me.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
if I like someone, you'll never hear the end of it.
Right.
Oh, Tom thinks that Andy Kindler's hilarious, and he thinks he's wonderful. And we've been hearing about it for, what is it again, 22 years or something?
I've been in comedy for 28 years. 4 of them successful.
So as long as you've been doing the KQ show, he's been doing
Yes,
comedy.
he's been
Except
doing
I probably
comedy.
didn't meet you till the 90s, maybe, right?
Yes.
But you knew about me the first time I came in.
Yes, I knew it. I knew that he did one of the great stand-up. Was that on Comedy Central?
One of them was about my mom.
Yes.
Was on Dr. Katz.
That was on Dr. Katz.
Also,
I
you
love
have very
Dr.
good
Katz.
Judar, right?
I do have very good judo.
You
There's no
can
question
spot
about
him
it. But so if I
miles
like
away.
someone like, yourself, there are a couple other people.
No, there's
that-
one person because you have a bromance.
Let me see if I can guess.
No, you'd never guess who it
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is
is. He wouldn't be
Carson Daly.
like, gee, how'd you know?
Yes.
Let me ask you a question.
TRL.
Is it Jay Leno? Is it Jay Leno? And these headlines, man buried in a cemetery. It's impossible.
Now, I know that you're on Letterman, but why? What is wrong with NBC wanting to get rid of Jay Leno? I mean, I understand if people don't like Jay Leno. I don't watch Jay Leno, but he gets great ratings. What is wrong with NBC?
Well, here's the problem. NBC has a great show called Hollywood Game Night. I mean, it's prime time. What better? What better to do than to film celebrities playing charades?
Sure. Oh, no, that...
NBC does not know what they're doing. Comcast, the only way Comcast could help is if you need to know if an HDMI cable was appropriate.
Yes, that's
These
true.
people are I don't know where they got their money, but they don't have a clue. I thought it would get better. I said, what could be worse than General Electric?
That's true.
These people, somehow.
Well, no, you're absolutely right. I can't. You look at their primetime programming. It's just really that's what you got. We're going to have Law and Order Part 85.
Yeah,
that's what they have. They got nothing else.
Well, I'll tell you why they love Jimmy Fallon. You tell me anything at all. I'll tell you why they love Jimmy Fallon. So, how are you?
Not bad.
That's great. You're great. It's great. It's great. You have a radio show, right? I love it. It's great.
Is he really? I don't watch.
That's all he does. Everything he goes. My impression of interviewing Stalin. Stalin, I heard you killed like 30 million people. That's crazy.
And then he raps with Justin Timberlake.
And then he plays games and pass out some construction paper and let's all draw.
Is it not good? I've never seen it.
It's not good.
I've never seen it.
It's so good.
He's like the young person's talk show host.
But if it sucks, it sucks.
But you know how you know it's terrible? Because everyone talks about how great the band is. That's how you know.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Great.
And the band is great.
That is a good point, though. Did they think he's just somehow... Well, no one remembers Johnny Carson who's younger than I am.
Johnny Carson was TCM now, though.
They do?
Every Monday they're showing interviews, and it's great. It reminds me how great Johnny Carson was.
He was the greatest of all time. There's no question about that. He was fantastic. And are they still looking for that type? Are they still looking for... They're not.
They want a handsome guy who's empty-headed.
That's what they want.
They think that TV now is all about young people, and the young people, like as if you're 18, you go, you know what I want to watch? People my age who have no worldview. That's not what young people... Young people love Letterman. Young people loved Carson.
Mm-hmm. No, they did. I did. When I was 10 years old, I loved Johnny Carson.
Well, he didn't have a lot of options back then either.
Yeah, there were 2 channels, and one of them was stuck.
Well, I don't know that I'm that old. But,
no.
You know.
We
Before
had,
TV.
4 channels.
How many options we had with those 4 or 5 channels. Sometimes there's literally nothing on TV except cable has become great with like 1-hour dramas.
Yes.
And IFC with Portlandia and Marin, my show, which hasn't been picked up.
Your show's not been picked up. Which show?
It's called Kindler Television. I have I'll send you the 8-minute.
Well, Bob's Burgers have been picked up.
Well, don't get me wrong. I got a lot of chickens in the pot, whatever it's called.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. A lot of chickens in the pot.
Is that what you were looking for?
So it's Kindler TV.
Kindler Television.
Kindle Television.
Oh, right. That's why it's not picked up.
Send us the link and we'll put it on the website. I don't know.
Oh, I can't put it on the website yet because it's so unsuccessful that it'll crash. No, because I've got a lot of negotiations so far. You know what I mean?
All right.
It's got to keep on the DL. And when I mean DL, literally nobody knows about it or wants to know about it.
But I have a question.
Sure.
So they don't really understand on some TV networks that you spend all your career around David Letterman and Ray Romano and Mark Maron, and you're on all these people. People like that bring you on for a reason. Do they not understand that?
No, they don't. Well, they don't understand.
What?
Because they're all... I mean, I don't mean to say this as a blanket statement, but because I've met executives that are good people and trying their best, but in general, that's not what they're interested in. You know, actually, I do respect... I mean, of all the people heading networks, I do think Les Moonves knows what he's doing. Like, he knew
CBS,
that Raymond was good. But then I don't like the sitcoms that CBS does. I mean, it's like I was saying that Gallagher was in a medical coma. I don't know if you know that because he has a heart attack twice a day. And so they had to induce a medical coma. And the way you do that is you watch back-to-back episodes of How I Met Your Mother.
I could see that.
See? Silence. You love that show, right?
I like Neil Patrick Harris.
Everyone loves Neil Patrick Hauser, so watch your Doogie Howser
Neil Patrick Hauser. Yes,
Neil
that's Neil
Patrick
Patrick
Hauser. I like
Hauser.
that show. You have to admit
I've never seen that show, and I like Jason Segel.
Everyone on the show is
Jason
good.
Segel.
Really?
It's not their fault.
Jason Jason Segel is one of my favorite people as well. What a tremendous talent.
Yeah, I think he's amazing. I mean, and yet Seth Rogen is like the biggest star in the world with. Have you heard him laugh?
I don't get it.
Nobody does. Who wants to watch a movie where Seth Rogen and Barbara Streisand cross country?
Oh my gosh, that just sounds the worst.
The guilt trip is somebody convincing you to go see that movie. Write that down.
Gee, I wonder why your stuff never gets picked up because you don't have any but good things to say about people.
I'm terrible.
No,
I'm a terrible
you're
human
honest.
being.
No, you're honest. That's why one of the reasons why I think the world of you because you're a very honest person, especially on Twitter.
That's true. I am that way on Twitter.
This is a podcast, so I can say this. Basically, Andy Kindler tells people to go fuck themselves, but never says go fuck yourself.
Well, because I really am scared of. I don't want to get shot. I don't want to get killed. I don't want to. No. So I go up to the edge. First of all, what I always do, which is very smart, I go to the person who's saying something terrible about me. I go to their site.
Who does that?
If they say mixed martial artist, specializes in pounding people,
right.
short fuse, then I just block them.
What you want to do is that happens again. Just tell them you should follow at Radio Tom Bernard, and then I'll take care of it for you.
I like that.
See, just tell them to follow me, and I'll take care of you. Because then what I do is I go on and on about what a piece of shit they are.
Fly
and then
off
I
the
block.
handle.
Oh, do you have Twitter wars?
Oh, God, yes.
Wow.
That's his favorite pastime.
Not
You
for
don't
a
block-
while,
you don't
though,
block
right?
people?
Eventually, I do.
would have a public
because they try to
Twitter
be
war.
funny, or they, when people start trying to be funny, it's like, okay, you got to go away. You know what I mean?
Well, I had a big fight last night with this guy, but it was so great because he kept digging his hole deeper. He was like, he didn't like it that I was bashing Corolla, and basically I did say that Corolla said that women aren't funny, and he got,
Yeah, that's not what he said. He said that men are funnier than women.
okay, that's way better, all right? So
Yes,
it's like these
exactly.
people, and then he starts to defend why there's nothing wrong with that statement. I said, oh, really? How about if I said white people are smarter than black people? Would you be cool with that? And so it's like but they stick to
Corolla
this.
would be.
He might be, but he wouldn't say that. But that's
No,
how
right.
absurd any statement that you base comedy on gender and you don't understand the history. It's like, yeah, there weren't a lot of great women lawyers in 1873. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
So it's like because they love Adam, and I don't get it at all. I just don't understand it. Maybe you can turn me on to it.
I got to be honest with you. I've interviewed him many, many times.
Let me
He's
finish. He's the greatest thing.
No. He has an attitude which I don't
Staying in our
understand.
house right now.
He doesn't even listen to you, I bet, right?
It's like, I doubt that he.
knows?
I could check. I doubt that he follows me.
No, I mean when you're interviewing.
Oh
him.
no, he doesn't. Oh,
No.
absolutely, he doesn't listen.
He had me on as a guest
No.
on this podcast. Just ignored me for an hour. I was enraged.
Well, that's nice.
And I had to drive up to that horrible John Lovitz comedy club, which
Oh,
is in
yeah,
the
that's
universe.
right.
It's the worst club in the history of the universe. And you got to drive up to Universal Studios, and then you got to park in Mickey Mouse Land, and then you got to take a tram to. And you just like by the time you get to the club, it's $30 down, and then you got to stand on a stage. And Corolla will not listen to you. He's like he
I
doesn't
know.
care about anybody but himself, going on and on.
Last time he was on, actually, the last time he was on, I took the day off.
Oh, really?
That's a true story. Yeah, he was booked.
You
to be
didn't
on-
just make that up.
No, I did not just make that up. He was booked, and I just took the day off. Now he's a pain in the ass. He's a monstrous pain in the ass.
I know, and he's like I met him once at an airport, and he was reasonably nice, and I wanted to give him a chance because I always slammed him. I hated the Man Show. I used to do that.
I did too. I never liked
Oh
the
my
Man Show.
gosh!
I
it
used
was
to do
terrifying.
Extreme Crank Yankers. That was my show. It's like,
Hello, my head hurts.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm on the line with someone who could die. Ha ha ho he. Ha ha oh. Excuse me, sir. I can't. Ha, ha. Sorry, sir. You just caused the death of someone on the other line.
Yeah.
Ha ha. Hey, we're Crank Yankers. Would you care? Would you sign a release to have this conversation reproduced by puppets?
Andy, you were at dinner last year, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Double Andy dinner.
We
Was
had
I
Andy and Andy.
charming?
Yes, very.
As usual.
Was I charming?
Well known.
We talked about how we don't like Dane Cook.
Nobody does. Nobody even knows the reference now. I have a joke where he has a new font, Sans Comic,
Hi-oh.
and that he couldn't secure an audition for the show Persons of Interest, but then that show was canceled. No one still likes him, I don't think, right?
I don't.
Well, I mean, if you're 14.
That's true. That's what his audience was to begin with, right?
Oh, yeah.
I see every once in a while on Facebook. One of my friends is like, Dane Cook is so sexy. I'm like,
What?
Does she like hair product?
Yeah, really.
probably.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, Alex does.
What?
Oh.
Dan always gels his hair.
He doesn't gel.
Yes, he does.
He uses your product.
Your boyfriend?
Dan's
My
not going to
boyfriend,
like
yes.
Andy anymore.
Everyone my age except for me gels their hair.
It isn't gel.
I'm
It's
the
not
only
gel. It's
one
very
on Earth.
specific. It's like
wax.
pomade or
It's
something.
wax.
Like you can go to
Pomade.
sub-Saharan
Is it Brill
Africa,
cream?
find a 26-year-old who gels his hair.
Oh, look, everyone can't use Brill cream like you, Andy. I mean, I told
We
you.
tried
what
to
had
stole
his
my
best.
joke.
Yeah.
Andy Kindler just stole my joke.
We tried to get you.
Brill cream is.
We'll go for Vitalis then.
I don't know. We tried to get you to put product in your hair, but you just won't do it.
It's
because
you
it
have to
looks
shower
nice.
every morning. I'm not going to do that.
Well, see,
Life is hard for this one.
I love this family. I want to move in with you guys.
They're the
That's the
greatest.
reality show.
They are the
Celebrity
best.
move in.
Yes, we should do it.
Celebrity.
You know what?
Celebrity
We'll get
move
what's the
in.
name of the local production company? We'll do celebrity move in. We'll have somebody move into our house.
I'll do the pilot, and then you'll get
You'll
a real
do the-
celebrity when the series gets picked up.
No. You'll be, oh God,
I love putting
Are you talking
myself
about
down.
scripts? You're not talking about scripts.
I don't know. Whoever,
No, it's called like
Lindsay Basham, she could do it.
Magic Man or something. I don't know what's
Oh,
up.
Productions?
I don't know. It's called something.
Real reality limited.
But I just have always liked following you on Twitter because you tend to be very, very honest with people. It's no bullshit. No, it's okay. It's either that sucks or it doesn't.
You know what? When I was a kid, I would and Jewish people in general would do a lot of things like, why doesn't that guy shoot himself in the head? You know, that would be because that is what I don't ever say. You know, that's the kind of thing that I I say things vociferously, but I don't ever even want to go to any situation where someone go like, "Hey, you really going to shoot that guy?" You know what I mean?
No, right.
And I grew up with that. That would be like we just would say that kind of stuff because we were like a Jewish gesticulating family.
Yeah, well, I think that was very... Well, actually, I got in a lot of trouble once because I told the politician to drop dead, and 39 days later his plane crashed and he died.
Oh, my God.
Was that Wellstone?
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean...
But I didn't mean... I was not wishing him dead.
You didn't say, like, I'm going to kill you.
No.
In a plane.
No, but it was even in the news. It was on the front page of the newspaper. That
When he died?
When he died. They put it on the front page of the newspaper.
What did you do? You just didn't like him. That was it.
I mean, I tell people they should die all the time when I'm driving home.
You're the only one in the car, though. That's the good news.
I mean, so you were a big Norm Coleman fan. Is that the worst?
He's a nice Jewish boy.
I know.
Yeah.
But I think he changed from being Judaism when it was
he did
with
not.
the Poles.
You are such a
I didn't
communist.
know Norm was Jewish.
You didn't know Norm Coleman was a Jew?
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. Norm Coleman, Steenenberg. Did you have did Adomian do Jesse Ventura on your show?
Oh, my God.
He's the greatest. I'm telling you, I think he's the greatest comic right now. And
he's
phenomenal.
I can't believe that,
and Mulaney. I love Mulaney.
He just doesn't look like he should be able to do that good of a Jesse Ventura.
Did he do it like for an hour? Or something like that on the show?
He did an hour, yeah.
Of that?
No, he didn't do Jesse Ventura for an hour.
No, he did.
He did a bunch.
I think
of
Comedy
voices.
Bang Bang. He did a lot of Jesse Ventura.
You'll hear his impression at the end of the show, actually.
Yeah.
We have him on our intro and our outro.
He does an impression of me.
Does he?
Oh, really? He goes up. I was staying at the Westin because there was no room at the Easton. What's the matter? You don't like my cardinal direction, Schumer?
Doing an imitation of yourself.
I know.
Oh my God.
He does a better me than I don't think his me is more. It's
On
at least
point.
it's more committed than I do myself.
Andy, can we play the opening without the commercial?
You mean without the molar thing?
What?
Yeah.
Well, you can play the commercial again. Mark deserves a free word.
They're separate.
But he does the opening and the closing. But yeah, play the opening for Andy. Would
He
you please?
sounds
Okie
just like
dokie.
him.
Well, because you can cut it.
James
He's right at the
Adomian, you're
beginning.
right. It's just, that is a tremendously nice man.
Oh man, he's so good, and he's been so. I mean, we have he's more radical than me politically, but he's a guy who can. I'm progressive, but he's a guy who can argue. We just laugh so much all the time.
I'm progressive. Did you just say I'm progressive?
Well, I'm not progressive like the anti-Obama crowd, as Chris Matthews would say. No, I don't like progressives, the progressive movement right now, because the thing that bothers me is they slam Obama over everything. They don't like anything he does. So if he does something, like I don't like how he is with education, because my sister was a teacher, and she thinks the teachers got bashed, and there's no reinventing the wheel. Although I always say you can't reinvent it, but why does it have to be so round? Can't we go with a rhombus?
Rhombus would be. We can go with rhombus.
Yeah,
Be an
so
interesting
I'm
car
separate.
ride.
I call them faux-gressives because I'm very clever.
You are.
Yes,
That
that's
is
it
true.
exactly.
I'm glad you.
Okay, Andy, you got the opening.
We're ready?
This is
All right.
James. Are you ready to start?
I'm ready.
Hi, it's Tom. It's the Tom Barnard Podcast with Catherine Brandt, Alex Brandt Barnard, Andy Brandt Barnard, Sean Barnard, and Tony Lee.
This is Jesse Ventura. You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast. I'm not.
Is that unbelievable?
Oh my God! Does
he's
Jesse know about it? or
Oh,
no?
he knows
I'm
about it.
surprised he hasn't
Done something.
had words.
No, he does a tremendous.
He couldn't. How could you get upset at that? It's so
It's phenomenal.
He seems to.
derogatory. Have you heard him do the conspiracy thing?
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. Everyone has.
How do you know?
That is the best Jesse Ventura I've ever.
We need
Forget
to
James
swap it out.
Adomian.
We need to swap it out.
Forget about James Adomian.
I do the guy from Wizard of Oz who says, "You
Mine
killed
worse.
her. She's dead. Long live Dorothy." That's why I don't get voiceovers.
That's fabulous.
The way I love the way he went. Oh, I can almost
hear it.
the
A
original
little.
source material.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
you do voice.
Adzay. My mother, this last year.
This is why I've always loved Andy Kindler right here.
Okay.
Last year, my mother says to me, I staying with them. I walk downstairs in the morning. My mother says, "Adsy, things are looking worse for Paterno." Paterno had died 3 weeks earlier.
It died 3 weeks
But there was an investigation going on. I said, really, Mom? How much worse could it be? He's dead. What do you think? You think he's going to bother people yell at the grave? You should have gone to the authorities earlier. So I couldn't believe it. I just had that image of Andy. These are looking words for Paterno.
The first time I ever saw Andy Kindler, he was talking about I think it was your mother and your aunt, talking about you moving to California.
Andy, you went to college. Your cousin Michael, he wants to play an instrument. You played the violin. Would that be a good instrument for Michael? Or maybe he should take Andy, you were a bartender. Fix your Uncle Sandy a scotch and soda. What goes in that, Andy? Scotch and soda. Very nice. Or as Billy Joel says it, he doesn't say gin and tonic. He goes tonic and gin because he wanted to rhyme it with shuffled in.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Yeah, I'm mad about a song that's 45 years old.
Who was the California reference? Because that was like 20-some years ago.
Oh, that referred to her coming to Sauce. I'll do this joke. If you want me to do it in like a Vine, but I continue doing it myself every 6 seconds. So it's like my mother visits me in California, and California, and it's in San Francisco. I drove up from L.A. So she gets there, and she has a tour book, and she gets off the plane. She goes, Adzi, did you know that San Francisco was the 5th largest textile manufacturer in the early 20th century? Adzi, can you tell me about the Spanish explorers and the Franciscan monks? Andy, are we going to visit Sausalito? It says here, Sausalito, a small fishing village north of the Golden Gate Bridge, nestled in lovely Marin County. Then she's sitting in a restaurant. This is a totally true story. She's sitting in a restaurant. She looks at the menu. She looks at me. She goes, Andy, you live in California. How are the fajitas?
But you did a thing, and I can't remember. You went California, California. That must have been on Dr. Katz, right?
That was phenomenal.
And then Dr. Katz says, Mrs. Kindler, can you bring Andy back, please? My mother loved that it made her look like an old Jewish woman from Miami.
Yes, exactly. California.
California. Yeah, Lord.
So nice. And then there was also something special about rounding up the Jews, but I don't remember what that was.
That was actually I found a line from like the late '80s that I really liked, and the line was, and when I was not, my comedy wasn't great. I was a beanpole. I didn't know what was going on, but the line was, Jews are obsessed with Hitler because we can't remember anything about the Pharaoh. And then my whole thing was I was nervous whenever if I see a train, I'm not going on that train. Oh, yeah, Baltimore, Stuttgart.
Yes,
Cleveland,
exactly.
Wiedersbraten, Schnoodle, Stützen,
See, that's why. But now, see, you're laughing.
I'm laughing.
So you and Alex won't be ripping me anymore because I admire Andy Kindler.
I'm the real
deal. We never ripped you for liking Andy Kindler.
You did.
We rip you for liking...
The problem is you're going on and on about the same thing on a daily basis.
Yeah.
That's not for the past 28 years.
Pretty much.
Does he wear an Andy Kindler shirt at home?
All the time.
He's got it. It's on a pillow, really.
Creepy.
I should get one. No, but there's certain people that do comedy that you like. I mean, you have your favorites.
Absolutely. I love Mulaney's great now.
See?
Mulaney. Mitch Hedberg was one of the great.
Mitch Hedberg
The
from Minneapolis, St. Paul.
That we had was when we were in Iceland is when Brian Callen came into town.
Brian Callen came into town, yes.
And it was like...
Big bromance.
A junior high school girl. No. You went to dinner, but it was like a junior high school girl going out for ice cream with this boy that she liked, and then like the week, and then like the week after, it was like, well, Brian Callen said this, and Brian Callen told me this.
Brian Callen said the funniest thing.
He would like bring Brian Callen into every conversation.
He did.
Might be exaggeration.
No, not exaggeration at all. Nothing about my father is.
Brian Callen likes tomatoes.
Nothing about my dad can possibly be an exaggeration because he's such an exaggerated guy anyway. I can't make it up.
Is this Dan stabbing me in the back? Is that what he's doing?
What?
Because he was at the dinner.
No, I'm talking about after the dinner.
It was like 2 dinners. That's true.
You were.
Yeah, you could not talk about Brian Callen enough.
Total. That was the night when we were sitting having dinner, and Nick Swardson called me, and then Brian wanted to talk to Nick Swardson. So it was just a lot of funny things.
I'm not saying that the dinner was terrible. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have gone to dinner. I'm just saying that you
needed to dial back.
Really talked about him quite a lot for about 2 weeks after the dinner.
For a couple of weeks afterward, where things he went hunting with Joe Rogan.
Brian.
Oh my God.
Can you picture that?
I'd be the guy shot in the face on that.
Probably. It's probably true.
No. We have a caller
who
wants to talk to Andy. Apparently.
I'm ready.
Kindler?
Which one?
Let's do this.
Who is it, Andy?
It is my mother.
Your mother calling.
Actually, it is Andy.
Whoa. How are you, Mom?
Andy, I was wondering if you could tell them to turn down the volume because this podcast is loud.
Is this? Are we playing? What is it? What's my line? Or what is it? No.
Whose line is it anyway?
No. What's that show from where you have to guess who the celebrity is?
Yeah. What was that? I don't know.
Continue talking.
Who dat? We'll call it
It's
who dat.
Continue talking, caller.
This is your mother, Andy.
It's not James Adobe.
They've just been working on that one line.
I don't know. Maybe it is.
Sorry.
You
broke character. You broke
I couldn't. I had nothing else. I thought about it this morning, and I that's all I can come up with in a decent amount of time.
I thought you did a fantastic job. It's almost frightening to me because I was like, my hotel room does not look good enough for my mother to visit.
Well, thank.
I'm just a big fan. I watched a ton of your stuff last night when I heard you were going to be on today.
Oh, cool.
Well, caller, don't rave about Andy because Alex and Catherine get very upset.
Oh, Jesus. Sorry.
You can. That is so good. I happen to love Jesus, so I'm not a Jew for Jesus, but I believe he was happening.
What is the happening guy? Yeah. Did we lose the caller?
Oh, I'm still here.
Oh, you're still there. Okay. So
get rid of me.
No, we're not trying to get rid of you. I'm just I thought maybe you hung up on us.
Sounds like a typical Andy Kindler aficionado. They're already. I guess they're going to hang up on me now. I didn't do a good enough impression of his mother.
This is your life. Is that what it was called?
That's right.
Sean came up with that on the chat.
No, this is your life. That's not what it was.
That's not
this
it.
Is your life.
You're wrong.
We
Sean.
have your
gym
do you remember
teacher.
when you played football when you were in? Here's Brooke Babuki.
I've got a secret.
I've got a secret.
I've got a secret, maybe.
I think that's it.
Or it could be the final thing of. That's what it is. I got a secret.
Okay. So I got a secret.
Or unless it's the final thing of What's My Line. Because What's My Line, you have to figure out who it is, and then they would do a secret celebrity.
Was it with Kitty Carlisle?
Kitty Carlisle. It could have been Dorothy Kilgallen. It also could have been Sheila McRae.
Sheila McRae could have been.
Got it! Sheila McRae. The Minneapolis audiences are the greatest in the world.
See, they put up with that
to tell the truth.
Florida stands in ground.
Nobody's right. Stop guessing.
Is that what they say on the chat room?
Yeah.
Nobody's right. Stop guessing.
No, I said that.
Does the caller have something specific?
Yeah, would you like to ask me something about my background?
I just thought of another one. Can I tell you?
Sure.
All right.
We only get one call from me.
Could you please take me to the hospital because I'm feeling ill?
Feeling ill.
See, I don't feel so well. Nancy, bring me my and listen to my mom. Here's my mom. Auntie, when you travel on the plane, you must take Afrin to clear your nasal passages. I said, Mom, they have like at a CVS, they have the generic version of the same thing. You must have Afrin. But, Mom, it's the same Afrin. Take it on the plane. Afrin.
Caller.
Oh,
still here.
Good job.
I think you did a brilliant impression, actually.
You win.
We should give him 2 tickets to Acme. What do you think?
Sounds good.
Okay.
But not for my show.
Are you sold out? Are you sold out?
I'm kidding, no.
And
sold out? I've never heard those words in my life. Except in relation to when I did The Last Comic Standing. All right, everybody. Hello, everybody.
Last Comic Standing.
With Greg Giraldo, though.
Greg Giraldo. Oh, Greg Giraldo.
I miss him every day.
He's phenomenal. He was unbelievable.
Did he come on the show?
He did.
Oh, man.
Not this show.
No, not on the pod.
Well, yeah, he was already. He had already passed away by the time we started this. But he came into the studio.
No, I meant the radio show.
Oh, yeah.
And you could.
Did he go in the studio?
Yes.
You met him in person? That's
yes.
cool.
Well, I know Terry had a fit because he was a very handsome man in person. Yeah. And you could kind of tell.
Same thing with me.
Yes. Well, you can't. You're going to come in tomorrow at 9:30, but we're going to have to keep Terry away. That's just how it is. But you could tell that Greg just had a very sad side to him. If you met him in person, you could tell from his body language or whatever. He was just, there was a sadness about him. Nice man.
He was really nice, and I don't think there was anybody on the planet who was a smarter person.
No question.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very smart.
Who is the caller? Can we have your name?
Who am I?
Yeah.
Mrs. Kindler.
Who am I? Are you in jail? Are you calling from jail?
Oh, no, my phone is cutting out a little bit. I can't hear half of what you guys are saying.
What is it, a Radio Shack?
We have to get you 2 tickets to Acme so you can go see Mr. Kindler.
Sure, that would be
Mike can write it down.
Tell you what, we'll put Mike on the phone with you, Mike Rasmussen.
And what's your name?
Mike from Blaine.
Oh, you're Mike from Blaine.
Here's Mike from Blaine.
Yep, I knew
from
it.
Blaine Capatch? Blaine, is it Blaine, Minnesota?
Blaine, Minnesota.
Yes, Blaine, Minnesota.
Is that a town that I can make fun of? Like, hey, you people don't seem to be enjoying the show. What are you, from Blaine? I'm stuck. I'm stuck. This guy looks like Bob Dylan. What are you, from Hibbing?
No.
What are you?
Mike?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Andy live?
Oh, I have not, in fact.
Oh, my God. You're going to
love it. A lot of crowd work.
Well, I'm not going to be able to send him tickets in
how
time.
are we going to do that?
You can pick him up at will
Put
call.
him a will call.
Will call.
Yeah, we can if we talk to them, but I can't mail him the tickets.
No,
we can put him at will call.
No one
so just mail your tickets and hope they get there in the next 3 hours.
I toured his will call. Remember that? I toured his will call for a couple of months.
Will call. But
that's weak. But no, so what?
Your original stand-up name was still my favorite.
Andy Semitic. I thought it would be a good way to celebrate my roots.
Didn't work.
You knew I would draw the wrong crowd. How am I different from my mother with my
Well, there is that.
As you get older, you'll get closer, I'm guessing.
Anti-Semitic.
To being her.
I think I'm having some equilibrium. Now, Gilbert Gottfried. I'm having...
Here's my favorite Gilbert Gottfried joke.
The Martian spaceship landed, and the head Martian, he came out and he said to me, Ben Gazzara's a good actor. How come he can't get a series?
Remember when we called him? He was on the podcast a few months ago.
Gilbert's one. Mike, we're going to put you on hold, and then Mike's going to talk to you. Mike Rasmussen is going to talk to you about getting you tickets to the show, okay?
Say hello to me after the show.
I don't know how to put him on hold, so let's see what happens.
I'll right back.
Well, just cut them.
Yeah, he can call back.
Is he there?
Does that work?
Okay.
Boom.
Cool. Wow.
Tell him that Andy said to look him up after the show. Say hello after the show.
And then I'll say, what are you doing here? I know one talks to Mr. Kindler.
Don't bother me.
Did you hear about... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Something that just popped in my head, and I just, I can't...
You have to interject with me because I have Robin Williams disease.
Did you hear about that guy in China that did the same Bernie Madoff kind of thing? They executed the guy.
They did?
What? He had a Ponzi scheme?
Yeah, there was a Ponzi scheme. They just killed him.
His big mistake was calling it a Ponzi scheme. That was his big mistake, the guy in China.
Yeah.
Well, in China, Ponzi, it's a type of soup. No, not really.
I bought that totally, Andy.
That's really good.
Ponzi soup. It's delicious.
I like your shawl. It's
Thank you.
It's very ugly, actually.
No, it's like who's the artist that looks like it's a regular
George Jetson.
It's a regular Jasper Johns.
Damien Hirst.
Damien Hirst.
I like that name.
Isn't that the guy that does the circles?
Oh,
yeah.
My wife looking all highbrow here.
I have a friend made this for me quite a few years ago. Thank you very much.
It was
in
George
elementary
Jetson.
school.
What, did you just get back from the Walker Center all of a sudden?
Yes.
Oh,
She went on a
it's a
tour.
local reference, Tom.
It is a local
It
reference.
is.
No, I think it's absolutely
It's
fabulous.
outstanding.
I don't think there's any
He
question
knows
about
things.
it. I have to
There's
read
no
about
question
things.
about it.
Getting a good shave can be a real pain in the ass.
Oh, you're going into a thing now, right?
Yeah, well, it's all right.
No, this
Gotta
is
pay
just
the
a
light
discussion.
bill.
He just wanted.
Pretend I use the same product.
Yes, please do.
Okay.
It's a national product, so it's absolutely possible.
Okay.
Getting a good shave can be a real pain in the ass, and here are a few reasons why. You have to search through 50 different brands and models. It feels like you're paying for bullshit features where your razor doubles as a flashlight or whatever. And who wants to pay $20 for a new razor? Dollar Shave Club invites you to join our society of smarter men. All you have to do is go to dollarshaveclub.com/Tom to get high-quality razors delivered to your door for just a couple of bucks a month. They've made it simple. High-quality razors, 100% guaranteed, sent on schedule, so you never have to think about shaving or razors again. Every month you get a new pack, and every week you change your blade. I get a fresh blade every week, and it feels fantastic. Next time you find yourself looking for that dirty, rusty razor, remember, there is a better way. Go to dollarshaveclub.com/Tom. Great razors delivered to your door. Save money. Shave well. dollarshaveclub.com/Tom. So there you go.
Can I get a Wilkinson sword blade?
Yeah, the Wilkinson sword blade.
Oh, God. Is that still around?
I bet
think
not.
I remember those commercials.
Have you been saying save money? Because it's shave money, actually.
No, it's save money and shave well.
No, their actual motto is like shave time, shave money.
That's bad.
It's
I mean,
hilarious.
good. I mean, it's so good.
I'm
It's
looking
good.
at their script, and it says save money. You want me to change it to shave money from now on?
I think it's good. I like puns.
All right. We'll go with
I like when the tip jar says thanks a latte.
Oh, yeah. Coffee shop. At the coffee
At
shop.
the coffee shop.
I'm looking it up right now, and
Shop
I'll see how
I
I'm
can't
right.
espresso how wonderful it has been.
Oh, see?
Wow.
Would you
Right
get
there.
steamed if I ordered another cappuccino? The mocha, the merrier.
Oh my
See,
gosh!
right there.
All of these things.
Shave
from my
time,
aunt.
shave money.
Oh.
I
Okay,
was
we'll go.
right.
Shave time, shave money, and shave well.
Sounds like a true son.
Is it shave well, too?
was
They
right.
have the shave well on
No
there?
shave well.
Oh, well, maybe. I don't know who wrote the copy.
Maybe they're
not
taking
me.
it in bold new directions.
Yes, I do use the product. Yes, I do use the product, Tom, and I am very happy with it.
Thank you.
Glad to hear that.
I actually
Such
just
enthusiasm.
started that yesterday
You did?
Good.
Yay, Andy!
because I finally ran out of the blades I bought 6 months ago.
Really?
I don't shave much.
You don't shave much.
Well,
that's
can you
true.
tell him you don't want a new, like, so many blades?
I'm
or
just
can
going
you
to do it for like
limit
a
it?
year and then stop, and then I'll have 5 years worth.
Infinite
Oh,
amounts
it's like
of
Costco.
You
blades.
should
to your
tell our
door.
advertiser you're going to do it for a year and then stop.
No,
they
he
got
doesn't mean
money.
that. He doesn't mean stop complaining about how many blades he has.
Yes, exactly.
And
I'm
stop.
going to stop
not
complaining.
shaving.
A portion of the profits of the Tom Barnard podcast goes directly to the Smile Network. The Smile Network is a nonprofit organization.
I love them.
They're wonderful.
Yes.
They are wonderful. Provides life-altering reconstructive surgeries, related health care services to impoverished children, young adults in developing countries. What are you doing?
Just checking to see if you're doing it right.
What the hell?
She's putting her freezing cold feet on me. I have to scoot over here.
The Smile Network, together we're reconstructing lives one bright smiling face at a time. You still want to move in with the family, Andy?
How large is the house? That's what I want to know. Do I have my own wing?
Depends on whose
No.
house.
Well, Alex.
Yeah.
What?
Huh?
I wanted to move into your mansion. Are you kidding me?
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
well, that's going to take
Nick
some
Mansion.
doing.
Well, they do have a furnace room available.
He doesn't like you that much.
Can you just have a drawer?
Come on, you got a 75-room house.
I just thought of something. No, never mind. I'm not even going to bring it up. Never mind.
Move to
Was it
Minneapolis.
something?
Yeah.
Be
go
your
on.
sidekick.
Racist?
Yes,
Live in
that's
your
what
garage?
Andy
Callan
Kindler's
said.
dream.
Is it a Brian Callen quote? Is that what you
Jesus.
Is that the other comic that you said he was in love with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's such bullshit.
So
it's
in
just
love. Look at him.
unbelievable.
You know, Iceland
Blushing.
is that place where that guy who was had autism, but he's like able to figure out pi, for example. And they tested him by going to Iceland because it's supposedly the world's most difficult language.
Yes.
And so he, within a week, became fluent in.
Within a week.
Yeah, within a week.
Isn't
And he
that
was on a TV show.
Crazy.
He was on a TV show.
Unbelievable.
What's that movie where the guy gets the brain tumor and does that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there is a movie.
Awakenings? I never saw that.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yes, I'm sure
we just
that's
throw
what it
out
was.
any random
No one knows.
movie
I'm sure
and
that's
television
Jack
show.
Reacher? Was it Jack Reacher?
Yes, it was Jack Reacher.
Look,
Casino.
there's a criminal on
Was
a
it-
high shelf. Who can get to him? Jack
Hank-
Reacher has the extended grasp. Look around that corner.
Extended grasp.
Who can see around that corner without getting shot? Jack Reacher can. He doesn't have superpowers, but his neck is extremely flexible.
So Jack Reacher is Inspector Gadget's grandpa?
I don't know. I know Inspector Gadget. Is that Don Adams?
It was.
Yeah.
Wow, I go back.
That's very good. Inspector Gadget was Don Adams. You're absolutely right.
And is it new?
Inspector
Is there a new
Gadget.
Inspector Gadgets?
Not so
What's
much.
his face played it? Sarah Jessica
In that
Parker's
movie
husband.
that everyone hated?
Oh, Matt.
It was a cartoon
LeBlanc?
series, and
No,
then
no.
Matthew.
It's Matt LeBlanc. Interestingly
it's
enough.
not.
Matthew.
It's not.
McConaughey. It's Matthew
Matthew
McConaughey.
McConaughey.
It's the son of
Matthew
Matthew Broderick.
Ferris.
Broderick.
Matthew Broderick.
I win.
Yeah,
He
people
was
did not like that.
The
movie.
latest Inspector.
They didn't like the movie?
That was in like 2007 or
The
something.
Inspector Gadget
Yeah.
movie?
But
No.
the
I
Get
just-
Smart remake, greatest thing in the world.
I don't think they liked it when Matthew Broderick also ran over two Irish people and killed them while he was drunk.
He
that
did?
didn't go over too.
That
Oh, you
is
didn't know
frowned
that?
upon,
No.
even in the movie.
I just
industry.
watched the Ferris Bueller. I just watched that for the
Oh, you
first
did?
time a couple weeks ago.
Ever?
I know everybody is like, you'd never seen
Well,
it
that's an old movie. Why would you have seen
It's
that?
not that old.
because everybody's obsessed with it, and Dan was like, you need to see it.
I'm not.
So, but you don't like any movies other than The Godfather. So
I
it's
do like
kinda
The
hard.
Godfather.
And
It's all
Scarface.
grown-ups, too. It's all grown-ups, too. It's
Yeah.
get in line early.
Yeah.
Will those guys ever grow up comedically?
You didn't really see it.
No, but I did see Grown Ups in the theater for some reason. It was during the days when I still wanted to see things for the wrong reasons.
Yes.
And that is an oppressive movie.
I will tell you this. It's a problem because people go, well, you have friends in it, so you'll go see it. No.
Yeah.
No, I won't.
Well,
That
I love
makes
Sandler
it-
as a stand-up, and I loved him on Saturday Night Live, and then the movie's not so much.
Right. What, Alex?
It makes it harder to go see movies when you know people in them, because if you don't like them,
Yeah.
then it's like,
Who don't we like now?
No, not the
Like
movie.
You just have to
Oh,
lie and
not
say
the
you
people.
love
yeah,
it.
the
That's all.
movie, not the person. Just sometimes.
Yeah.
I saw
Sad.
Magic Mike 7 times. Now, was that wrong?
You and Channing Tatum are tight.
That was
That's my wife's favorite current name. It sounds crazy.
Channing Tatum?
Yeah.
It is
Shannon Tatum.
Have you seen that video
What video?
No.
about Channing Tatum's name? Like they say,
It's Jamie Foxx.
yeah, and Jamie Foxx says, "I'm going to Channing all over your Tatum," and they're like singing, and I'm like, whoa.
How about the Robin? I heard this about Robin Thicke.
The weirdest music video ever. He and I have talked about it. It's like Robin Thicke, Pharrell, and
Will Ferrell?
T.I.
Pharrell, isn't that like you wash your hands in
Pharrell.
It's Pharrell.
an
No.
antibiotic hand rub, isn't it?
It's Purell.
That's Purell.
That's what you call it, a hand rub.
Sanitizer.
Hand
rub.
Who's got some hand rub for daddy?
Hand rub for daddy. Yes, thank you.
That's a great name.
They're arthritic.
Right, yes.
Anyway, this music video is just like pretty ladies walking around in tan G-strings with no tops on, and they're just like walking around. And that's the entire.
And the
and
downside is?
and they're all, and the men are all in like suits, and they're just. That's the whole thing.
That's men for you.
And all these men are like, it's the greatest music video
Whose
ever.
video is it?
Who's what?
Whose video is it?
It's Robin Thicke's the main.
Have you heard him
And then
sing?
there are balloons that says
it's Alan Thicke's-
Robin.
It's Alan Thicke's
Let's
son.
say.
Robin Thicke has a big dick in like balloons.
It does.
In
He's
this
not
music
kidding
video.
around.
You're kidding.
He's
Not
not
kidding.
kidding around.
And then it'll show and it'll flash
does.
up and it'll say hashtag thick, like just randomly throughout. It's the weirdest
Is
video.
it made to suck? Or
Have you heard his voice?
Uh-oh, Alex has a new favorite.
It's true. It's like
All right.
The Falsetto
gotta
Foundation called him and said, take it back a notch.
You're kicked out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Andy Kindler.
Oh, this was so much fun.
Is it
I
Acme?
can't wait to move in.
You should move.
it'll be fun.
Acme tonight, tomorrow night, Saturday night as well. 8 and 10:30 tomorrow. 8 and 10:30 on Saturday.
Get there early. How? What if there's no parking?
Just think about
They
that.
have good food.
What if there's no parking?
Andy, do they serve
a nice
food
meal?
at the club?
They do at Sticks.
They do.
Sticks.
I love that place. I
very
get free
good.
food there because I'm a comedian.
It's very, very good, actually.
One of the big perks.
So,
Are we done here?
I'm so glad we had this time.
together.
Just
Thank you very much.
Hashtag Tom Barnard. That's my favorite new thing to do is
Hashtag
this hand signal for hashtag. Hashtag.
I like it.
That's
Yeah.
really great.
Exactly. Double hashtag.
That's wonderful news.
Hashtag Andy Kindler.
I think it's such a good thing that you and Andy Kindler live in different states.
Probably.
Because the two of you together.
I couldn't handle it.
You would love it.
You can't handle the truth.
Exactly.
Oh, God, how old was that reference?
I liked it.
Sometimes.
What's the deal with this Y2K? Bicentennial. Why not a tricentennial?
Why not? Thank you for listening. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast. Follow Tom on Twitter @RadioTomBarnard and visit TomBarnardPodcast.com.
www.TomBarnardPodcast.com.
And thanks for stopping by.